Hello and welcome to the FM21 A-League Rundown. I'm Charlie and today we look at all the news and events of the last 7 days here in the Mariners' massive universe. This weekend there were 4 fixtures in the A-League, which means there were 4 teams not taking part in the action. Let's find out what did happen as the A-League just evened itself out. Everybody now is on 24 games. There were just a few to catch up. We begin, as always, with Adelaide United, and the Reds picked up a convincing 3-0 victory over Newcastle Jets at Coopers Stadium. Tommy Jurich with 2 goals, one of which was a penalty, and in the second half, Connor Metcalf, on loan from Melbourne City, got a goal against the Jets. Stefan Mork was named man of the match. He's got 2 goals and 4 assists in 22 appearances this season. The Reds now up to 3rd on the A-League ladder. In terms of Brisbane Raw, they lost 1-0, crashing to defeat against Melbourne City. Harrison Delbridge getting the goal, a close range volley on 81 minutes, so well into the last 10. Brisbane remain in 4th place, but Melbourne City outside the top 6. Jordan Courtney-Perkins has been named as the Australian National Youth League Player of the Year. There you have it, 23 appearances, 3 goals, an average rating of 6.83 for the 18-year-old defender. Well done to him. I'm sure there were a lot in for that honour as well. As you can see, they're really doing the business for the Raw this year. There is talk with the Brisbane football paper that Joey Champness is not likely to get an international call-up for New Zealand, which is a surprise to me. I thought he was Australian, but I may be wrong on that one. He scored 8 goals in 21 games this season, 1 assist as well, so not sure what else he could have done really in order to get a spot in the summer squad. The Mariners ourselves, we did not contest a fixture this weekend. However, big talk about my potential leaving for the Sky Blue of Sydney FC. A bit rich, really, of the board to be a little bit disappointed with me, considering that they were willing to offer a takeover to a businessman who wanted to replace me in my job anyway. So, not really fair for them to get on my back, but be that as it may, we actually play Sydney FC this coming week, so we'll see what happens there. Gianni Stensness out for 3 weeks after suffering a pulled calf in training. Macarthur Fc, well, they played this weekend. They played against Western Sydney Wanderers, but it was a 2-1 loss for the Bulls. Markel Saseta actually opened the scoring there before 2 back from the Wanderers saw them pick up all 3 points at Bankwest Stadium. Macarthur struggling really. They're in 9th place on the ladder, and as a result, you're not entirely sure whether they're going to make the top 6 now. They seem to be slipping away somewhat. Tommy Orr has been recalled to the preliminary squad for the forthcoming Copa America. That is certainly a surprise. He was dropped from the national team fold in September 2020 and had not been part of the last 3 squads. He's got 30 caps to his name, 3 goals in those appearances. Melbourne City, they picked up that 1-0 win away at Dolphin Stadium in Brisbane. Harrison Delbridge not only got the goal, the centre-back, but earned the man of the match honours as well. City are still outside the top 6, and it has to be said, I think the ship has sailed on them making it in. Melbourne Victory did not contest a fixture this weekend. However, despite offers from both Swansea, Sheffield Wednesday and Brentford for Ryan Shotton, it appears that he has signed a new 3-year deal. So the 32-year-old centre-back certainly in real life hasn't really hit the heights that he would have been expected to. but here in the Mariners' massive universe has done well enough to warrant a new 3-year deal with the Big V. Newcastle Jets needed a win. Certainly Scott Miller, the boss there in the Hunter, he needed a win against Adelaide United in the forthcoming regular season A-League fixture. Unfortunately, of course, that didn't happen. Goals here from Tommy Jurich on 5 minutes and 15, putting the Reds well in control before late on it was Metcalf in the 73rd minute. Unfortunate for Scott Miller, who really was hanging his hat, I think, on that victory. Even Carl Vert has come out and backed his fellow manager. He said that we've got a great result out there, but I think Scott deserves a bit more time, given the way his side performed today. I think those are kind words from Carl Vert, who, of course, is the Adelaide United manager. Perth Glory played against Western United. It was an away fixture, and they got the chocolates. It was a 1-0 win. Goal from Bruno Fornaroli, who hasn't done that enough this season, both here in the Mariners Massive and I dare say in real life. The Glory still the foot of the table here in Football Manager 21. They are rock bottom, destined for the wooden spoon. Not what you want to see from the Glory, who have plenty of good players. The likes of Neil Kilkenny, Chris Economides, Bruno Fornaroli, Diego Castro, still part of their squad. It has to be said that Afshin Gotby has been named as Perth Glory manager. Now, he is Iranian, and prior to this, he was the manager at Everbright in China. He seems to be the man given the opportunity to lead Perth Glory back to some semblance of respect and take the Glory up the league from their position where they're going to win the wooden spoon. Let's face it, they're going to take home that dubious honour. Sydney FC didn't have a game. Their big news is all about myself wanting their job there. Sydney FC supporters spokesperson admitted that Charlie is one of their leading candidates. I mean, if that isn't an endorsement, I don't know what is. It says that Tango has earned plenty of plaudits for his tactical approach at the Mariners in recent matches. The most distinctive feature of Tango's style is an emphasis on wide players getting into the box and creating chances for themselves. So that'd be the likes of Marco Urena, Daniel De Silva. But imagine getting your hands on the Sydney FC squad. There's some serious quality in there. Wellington Phoenix, another team that didn't have a game this week. However, the transfer of Thomas Hemed to Amiens over in France has been agreed. So he is on his way out of the club, the 34-year-old journeyman striker. So he'll just remain with the Knicks for a few more months before making that transition over to France. While Ollie Sale has signed a new 2-year deal to keep him at the club until the end of May 2023. The news has been greeted positively by Wellington Phoenix supporters, who are pleased to see Sale sign a deal that keeps him at the club for some time to come. The ex-Auckland City player signed for the A-League team Wellington Phoenix on a free transfer in 2014, so has been there for, 7 years so far, and is still doing the business for the Knicks. Western Sydney Wanderers, they have been fielding loan offers made for Tate Russell by the likes of Sydney Olympic, Rockdale City Suns and Gold Coast United of the NPL. He could be on his way out of the club, while it was Bernie Abini named player of the match as the Wanderers came from behind to defeat Macarthur. His first goal was a penalty, I think, and his other one was a well-struck effort, is how it's described. There you have it. Good on him. Big fan of Bernie Abini. I think he's a fantastic player. Doesn't get the credit that he deserves, certainly in his real-life role with the Wanderers. I think he does a lot of the powerful running work, and the likes of Simon Cox, Mitchell Duke are there to finish off the chances that he carves with his effort and endeavour. Western United, they took a defeat. They lost, of course, to Perth Glory. That was back at GHMBA Stadium. I think that's where they were. A 1-0 defeat, disappointing for the team, now down in 10th place. Phil Stubbins is the club's new manager. So prior to this, he was the manager at Campbelltown City, and before that, West Adelaide Director of Football. As you can see, Alistair Edwards was considered a favourite for the job after attending an interview, but it is Phil Stubbins, the Englishman, given the job there. If we can see his history, you'll see that as a player, he played plenty of football in Australia, Heidelberg United and South Melbourne of the National Soccer League, followed by the likes of West Vale and Whittlesea down in the NPL Victoria. So he's the man that supposedly is going to lead Western United back up into the top 6. Speaking of the top 6, let's have a look at the A-League ladder, and you can see that Sydney FC are precariously placed. They're in 6th place, just 1 point clear of their great rivals, Western Sydney Wanderers, with Melbourne City sitting further back on 30 points. Up at the top, it's ourselves with that 8-point advantage over Wellington Phoenix. Just 2 games to play for all the sides, and that begins with Friday football. You will see on the 21st of May, Perth Glory hosting Western Sydney Wanderers, followed by Melbourne Victory against Adelaide in the original rivalry. We've got the Knicks against Newcastle Jets on Saturday, with Western United hosting fellow New Boys Macarthur Fc. The Sunday games are the Central Coast Mariners against Sydney FC, and later on that day, the last game of the round is Brisbane Raw versus Melbourne City. So depending on how that Sydney game goes, for us, Melbourne City may have an opportunity to get into the top 6 ahead of the Sky Blues. Thank you for joining me today. Come back with me on Thursday as we feature Central Coast Mariners taking on Sydney FC. I'll see you then.